everyone, it's CL. I was lounging in bed, kind of having a good time reading Reddit posts, and then I realized what time it is. It's like getting really close to 8 p.m. and I still haven't posted anything for today. And it's not because I don't have ideas. I have plenty of ideas. I just didn't sit down and film them. So for today's video, what do I have for you all today? For today's video, I want to go over bookish things I've always wanted but still don't have. So first and foremost, one of the things I have always wanted as a young girl, and I think Disney movies have kind of messed up my mind and embedded like this fairy tale in my mind of what kind of library I want. And you all know what Disney movie I'm talking about. Now, when I first watched Beauty and the Beast, that scene where the Beast took Belle and she was covering her eyes, and then he said like, open your eyes, and she looks around at this huge library and he whips open the curtains and the light shines upon all these beautiful books. That is the kind of library that I wanted, like a ginormo library. I always imagined that like one day as I got older that I would get like a big house, and in that big house I would have this huge room dedicated to my personal library. And that definitely is not the case. As you know, I live in a very small place, so big house, what is that? Definitely don't own a big house, definitely don't own a ginormo library. So, but that is something I've always wanted as a young girl because Beauty and the Beast implanted it in my mind. A very, very huge, beautiful library. As I get older, my dreams kind of lessen and lessen. So if I can't have the huge library like in Beauty and the Beast, then maybe I can have like a small library, a small personal library, a room that I would have dedicated to my collection of books, right? And I still don't have that either. And in my mind, I'm like, the dream keeps on decreasing and decreasing. I'm like, well, if I can't have a room, what if I have a wall? So all of my library dreams have yet to come to fruition. Okay, so the next thing that I always wanted, and this was also as a young girl, like I just thought it was like the coolest thing ever. I always wanted one of those seats by the windowsill, because in my mind I imagine like that's like the best place to read, by the window, and you'd have like this nice comfortable area, and outside the window would be this beautiful picturesque view. And I always thought it was really cool to have that seat by the windowsill. I always thought that those windowsill seats, I always thought you had to buy a house. This is when I was little. I always thought you had to buy a house that like came with that little ledge there. But then I think nowadays you can purchase a little seating area and stick by the window, right? So my dreams aren't completely shattered. I could still have that one day. And even if I had like an apartment, if it was like a window that, you know, was a good fit, that if I put one of those there that it would like fit well, one day I still really want that. So the window seat area is something I really want. But like I said, as I get older and as my dreams start to fade, I sort of switch it up a little bit. Like if I can't have the windowsill seat, then maybe I can just have like a little reading area, that my little nook of reading, that maybe not by the window, maybe somewhere in the home would be like a small little squared off wall where I could like have a few little shelves surrounding me, or like a really nice cushiony reading area. And I still don't have that either. Like there's no room. There is no room in this place to have anything like that I could sustain and make beautiful, you know? So especially where we live now, the feng shui is just totally off. Like the energy, I can feel the energy. It's just not flowing right in here because of how it's set up with these walls and the tiny space and my clutter, blah. So another bookish thing that I've always wanted was a really big book collection. So if you take away the personal library, you take away my seating area and my book nooks, I always imagined that I would have like a really nice book collection, you know, of books that I liked, books that I want to own. And that also, for whatever reason, is being reversed. I'm actually decreasing my book collection for space purposes and whatnot. But gosh, doing this video is kind of making me a little bit sad. I'm like, wow, my dreams have really faded. No, I am not that old, okay? There is still plenty of time for me to achieve these dreams. And lastly, one of the bookish things that I've always wanted and still don't have. So at the bare minimum, since I can't have any of these other things, I was thinking, well, can I at least have bookshelves? And if not bookshelves, a bookshelf? And the universe responded and said, no, CL, you cannot have any bookshelves. You will put your books on the floor. Ta-da! Yeah, but where I used to live prior to moving here, I did have, if some of you will recall from my older videos, I had like a tiny little black bookshelf, the kind that you would get from Walmart that's like 20 bucks. And I actually pulled that bookshelf out of the trash room of the apartment complex that we lived in at the time. So where we used to live, it's busy as well. Like people are always moving in and out, moving in and out. They don't want to take all their stuff, so they will put it in the trash room. And the trash room where I used to live, it's basically like a room. Like it's for the most part, it's clean, even though it's a trash room. So when you take your trash there, you don't leave it in the room. You put it down the trash chute that has like a door, and then you throw it down the chute and it like goes in the basement or wherever it goes. So people would leave furniture in the trash room for people to take, and if nobody wanted it, eventually like the maintenance will take it and do whatever they do with it. But someone had left that bookshelf in there, and I was like, oh, I want a bookshelf. So I ended up taking that and bringing it home. It was perfectly in good condition. They just didn't want it, you know. It wasn't worth moving with them. So that was really nice. That bookshelf kind of served its purpose for the time that I had it before moving here. But when we moved here, I had to get rid of it because of space limitations, and it just wasn't worth paying to move it, you know. So anyways, those are the bookish things that I've always wanted but still don't have. But I'm not going to let that deter me. I'm still gonna say that I want these bookish something. So we'll see, we'll see. I'm not old, even though I joke and say, oh, I'm so old. I'm going to live a very, very long life, so I still have plenty of time to achieve these bookish things that I want. So anyways, please let me know down below, what is the bookish something that you have always wanted but still don't have? Please leave it down below in the comments. Other than that, thank you for watching, and I will see you later.